Hey, Coach, it's Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. You said that you had Tyler Davis on pitch count last week. Is he going to have the same on Saturday, or are you just going to let him go full?
No, he'll be ready to go, Trevor. He'll be ready to roll.
And Coach, you mentioned yesterday about how Coach Bowden kind of took you to the woodshed in your first meeting in 2008. But you returned the favor the next year in 2009, your first full season as head coach. And I guess 2003, your first year at Clemson, you also beat him. But just how much did that mean to you in 2009 to beat a coach you idolized, and how much confidence did that give you as a young head coach?
Well, he whooped us in 08 for sure, but he was awful nice about it. He was very polite about it. But it was pretty special. You're talking a man I have great respect for, one of the greatest winners that this college game has ever seen. And so to be able to, get that win in 09 was special for our team and where we were, and that we started out 2-3 that year, as you remember, and then we won 6 in a row. And that was such a huge win for us. It was a great moment. That was DeAndre McDaniel's pick and quarterback trying to tackle him and all that stuff. That was just a great night. And he was very gracious. And I think that was his last season, if I remember correctly. And
that's right.
So we didn't win much, but I was able to get the last one. But to get one against him was a tall order. And again, just thankful that I had a chance to know him and spent a lot of quality time with him. Just even further grow appreciation for who he was as a man.
Dabo, this is Matt with ClemsonSports.com. I think Florida State and Clemson have won the past 10 ACC titles. Does the game feel any different this year, or any less excitement, or do you feel like it's still a huge matchup when these two teams play every time?
Oh yeah, no, it's Clemson, Florida State. I mean, it's a huge game. Has been, forever and will be forever. There's no doubt about it. Just so much history between these two. And at this game, yeah, it's not necessarily for the lead in the division, but it's Clemson, Florida State. And it's a huge game. They got a really good team that's playing really well. They got a lot of good players, and it'll be a heck of a game. So, as I said earlier in the week, man, we need to really have the Valley at its best, and we need to be at our best as a team, and see if we can find a way to win this game. It's important to a lot of people.
And just to follow up, Tony was saying this week just how much this game meant to him and some of the games he played in against Florida State and stuff. Just do you remind players at all just of the history of this game, and do y'all talk about that at all this week?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every week, whoever you're playing, if there's any type of, history or whatever, you're always, you talk about scout report, you talk about, this is one of those games that's every week's important, but this is one of them that's just special because there's always, like I said, there's just a lot of history there. All the way back to my first one in 03, which was a magical night. And had a rough year that year. We were 5-4 and just gotten, our tails handed to us at Wake Forest. And, we got the number 2 or 3 team undefeated Florida State coming in here. They were really, really good. That probably cost them a chance at a national championship that year. Man, our team just rose up. And Charlie Whitehurst and our defense did a great job, held them 10 points. Charlie Whitehurst and Derek Hamilton and Aries, Kevin Youngblood, Tony Elliott, and, man, our backs, Chad Jasmine and that group. Man, we had a heck of a night. It was one of my favorite memories. And then kind of got it rolling there. I think we had played Duke after that. Went 6-4, beat Duke 7-4. Then had a great day at Carolina, 8-4, and next thing you know, you're in the Chick-fil-A and play number 6 Tennessee, and had a great finish to the season. But it started, with that game. And, this game is the type of game that can really give you good momentum and confidence because both teams have, a lot of good players.
Dabo, this is Larry Williams on that 0-3 game. I've always assumed that if y'all don't win that game, that y'all are fired. And I know there's always what ifs, tons of what ifs, but can you say that, like, what you would have done that's your first year back. And if y'all get fired, do you go back into commercial real estate or any idea? Or do you think you had the coaching bug strong enough that you would have tried to stay in coaching?
Well, I would have never got out of coaching. I always had the coaching bug, but we got fired at Alabama, and Dennis Franchione didn't keep me. So I didn't have a job, and I tried to get a job from December to February. And, that first year I was out in 01, but I didn't get a job. I didn't get hired. And so next thing you know, in the coaching business, you just have a very short window to get a job. And otherwise, it's rare that you get hired in May. Something crazy's got to happen for you to get a job in the summer. So if you miss the little window cycle, you're out. And so, I didn't get a job. And so I was out and whatever, 30 years old and just turned 31, I think, and 2 kids. And, a contract running out, I had to go to work. And so I was very fortunate that Rich Wingo had reached out to me about a job. And so that's how I got into that. I started that April of 01 and one season turned into a second season and same thing the next year. I didn't have an opportunity. There was a couple of jobs, but I was doing some high school stuff and some consulting and clinics and things like that. But I never lost the coaching bug. I just, God hadn't opened the right door for me. And so, however, 18 months later, the door opened at Clemson. And I knew this was the right door. I knew it was the right place. I didn't really know why. And then you start out 5-4 and, there can be some doubt, but I knew God was in control and I knew he brought me here for a reason. And I just trusted that. I just, kept the faith and, you're probably right. I was building a house at that time. And, I remember going out and meeting with my builder after that Wake Forest game, the week of the Florida State. I went out at lunchtime because I came here. I didn't come here and rent. I came here, bought a lot, and I'm gonna build a house. And I knew we weren't in a good situation, and as a staff or whatever. And maybe why Tommy hired me. Maybe couldn't get nobody else. I don't know. But we were in the middle of building a house, and I went out there and during lunch, the builder needed to meet me about something, brick or something. And I'll never forget it. I was walking away and he stopped me and he said, listen, coach, hey, I just want you to know if, we're getting ready to play Florida State, undefeated, number 3, whatever. And, he said, hey, if things don't go well, the rest of the way, listen, I just want you to know I got somebody to buy this house. And I'll never forget it. It made me mad. I was like, hey, let me tell you something. We're moving in this house. Okay. We might live in here for a month. We might sleep on a mattress but I had just built that same house in Alabama, the same house for 8-9 months and was 2 weeks away from moving in it when I got the job at Clemson. And I've done packed my, here we go. And so now I've come here, I've built the same house again. And I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew we were going to move in that house. And we were going to stay there for a while. But anyway, that was a unbelievable fork in the road. That's life. But hey, God's always got the right answers. He's got the plan. It's never our plan. It's always his plan. And man, I'm really thankful for that because I've had a lot of plans along the way that I'm really glad they didn't work out because God had a better plan. I think as people, we always sell ourselves short. We limit ourselves by how we think or by what other people, say to you or feel about you or whatever. And that's not how God intended it. So, it was an amazing time. It was a blessing. And, I remember that whole week. I'm like, gosh, we got enough to beat these guys. And it was just a magical night. And, we got it done. And, man, we got it run. All I know is Coach Bowden, we went from 5-4 to 9-4, beat number 6 Tennessee. He got Coach of the Year. And man, they might have wanted to get rid of him, but they didn't have any choice but give him another contract. And what that meant was Swinney's got to move in that house. And we lived there for 14 years. We stayed in that house before we moved in 17. So that was great memories, some challenging times that year, but great memories, and it made us better, no doubt.
For
Hey,
your
Dabo,
defense, go ahead, Ann. I'm sorry.
I think Jake got in his second game this past week with Galloway out. Is he someone you guys might take the red shirt tag off?
Oh yeah. He's footloose and fancy free, ready to roll.
Deb, I was wondering defensively how similar this challenge is to the one against Syracuse with their sort of two-headed monster, and Florida State has a similar approach, with the read game, the quarterback and running backs.
Yeah, they're a little bit more of a true four down team, but you're talking about their defense, right? You know what you said?
No, I'm talking about Florida State's offensive approach.
When you said I'm thinking about their defense. Yeah. I mean, it's similar. There's similarities because the quarterback can flat out beat you. I mean, he can beat you. And that running back, and both running backs are really, really good. They're both really special. That's one difference. They've got, Syracuse had at 34, and man, what a back he was. And we did not do a good job with him in the first half. We did a great job on the quarterback in that game, especially the second half. He came out of that game with maybe his lowest rushing total of the year. So it's similar in that they've got as you said, two-headed monster, really a three-headed monster, but position-wise, running back and quarterback, they're a nightmare, and they're running everything through those two guys. Everything flows through them, and they're explosive. The biggest difference is just the skill set of the quarterbacks. The kid 16, the kid from Syracuse, man, he's fast and strong, and can kind of play bully ball with you, but he can run away from you. I mean, he just flat out run away from you and leave you. And he ran away from Florida State on some bootlegs and some scrambles and stuff. But Travis for Florida State, he's got game-breaking speed as well. He's just way more, shifty, elusive than the quarterback from Syracuse. That guy was a lot bigger. You could kind of get on him a little bit better, but if you didn't, he was strong enough to break tackles, and he ran away from you. This kid is he's just hard to get your hands on. I mean, he's a magician, and they do a great job because they're not going to leave him in the pocket. I mean, if he's in the pocket, it's going to be quick game screen type stuff, and other than that, it's play action. They're going to really try to protect him where it's some shots, or it's get him out of the pocket on some boots and sprints, and then he's got a lot of options because he can create long enough to where it puts a lot of strain on your coverage, and he can make those throws. And then when you get him out of the pocket, it creates a lot of space. You may have somebody there to tackle him, but very seldom do they tackle him one-on-one. He's just a hard guy. You rarely see somebody tackle him one-on-one. So being able to, get to the ball and really rally around this guy is going to be critical. And then we've got to really tackle well. And again, you got to have an answer for him. But listen, those two backs, Zero has got 275-yard plus plays, and he's a very strong runner, and so is number 8.
Hey, Coach, it's David Hood. Coach Narduzzi up at Pitt was talking about karma this past week, kind of taking a shot at Clemson, and then, I kind of feel like it's happening a lot nationally. Today, you got on the radio and kind of had an impassioned speech for the fan base and for everybody that's taking shots at the program. Why did you, feel the need to do that? And I guess really that's the question, what was the thought process behind that? Because everybody right now is wanting to pile on, obviously.
Yeah, well, go ahead, get it in while you can. That's all I can say, but I'm not worried about anybody outside of this program or our fan base. You know, I really just want to talk to the fan base, and that, you know, hey, listen, I don't know about what you're talking about, Pat. I don't know what that's about, but you know, all the outside stuff, hey, whatever. You know, that stuff doesn't bother me one second. I know who we are. I know as a program, I know who the people we are here. My message is to this fan base. You know, I know everybody's disappointed, and we're supposed to go to the playoff every year and win this league every year and have a 10+ win season every year. But, you know, it's hard to win. And again, hopefully we can all reset and have a deep appreciation of how hard it is. And we can't just show up and win and a reset with this team. But there's a lot of things that go into it. And the margin is very small all the time, but especially with where we are this year and a lot of challenges that we've had. But the message is we got a great group of young men, got a great staff, and it's been an incredible journey for 13 years. And this is one season in the midst of an unbelievable journey. When this thing ends, when this chapter's over, whenever that is, you know, whether they let me leave on my terms or they send me to the pasture, whenever that is, we'll look back on this year and it'll be a blessing, no question. Just like that 03 team was just a season in the midst of a great journey in my 19 years here at Clemson. And, you know, so just the biggest thing is keep faith and get behind these coaches, get behind this team. They're working their butts off. Everybody is. Everybody wants to be undefeated. We got to quit worrying about, you know, what we can't do. And we need to get excited about what we still can do. And that's what winners do, man. We got to keep fighting, got to keep moving forward, and we got to stay together. We got to stay together. So my message is just really to our awesome fan base. You know, hey, listen, this is Clemson, Florida State. Let's refocus on what we still can do this season and what the future of this program is going to be, which is going to be unbelievable. You know, we had the winningest decade in Clemson history last decade, the third winningest decade in the history of college football. But the best is still out there for us, man. You know, let's dream big. Let's make this the winningest decade in Clemson football history. And, you know, we're just 1 year into that, and we got a long way to go. A lot of good football, a lot of great moments. It's been an incredible journey. You know, this is this team's journey. This is this team's journey, this team's story, this team's challenge. And, you know, teams are like your children. That's how I look at it. I look at all my teams like our children. They're all different. They all have unique personalities and strengths and weaknesses and different challenges and things that they have to overcome. And this is this team's journey. But, you know, you love your children all the same. All right. And, you know, that's just how I look at it. So, you know, we got a great group of young people that are committed, that battle every single day, that show up. And we got a lot that we can do better. And we know that. But just keep the faith and know that, you know, all the great times and all the joy that we've had through here for the last decade around here, you know, that's not going away. You know, that's not going away. So hang in there.
We'll take one or two more for Coach.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor again. DJ had just 3 interceptions in the first 6 games, and obviously the two at Pitt cost you at least 10 points there. But I know Ross fell down on that first one, and there was a lot of contact there. I'm just curious what you saw on that play.
Well, you know, 2 things. One, it brought field pressure, and honestly, I thought DJ could have kind of held on to the fake and thrown the ball over to Davis Allen where it was designed to go. And you know, I don't think Ross was expecting it, number one. But number 2, he got, you know, too far on the sideline. There was some contact. But, you know, number 3, it's first down. You're on the 25-yard line. You know, we're going to come away with points. And you know, just throw it away. Don't try to force that ball right there. It's the first quarter. It's the second drive. You know, that's a teachable moment. You know, one that, you know, he wishes he would have had back right there.
I have a 2-part question, if you don't mind. One, in the last 30 hours, have y'all had any more injuries or any of that kind of stuff? It seems like it's been happening a lot. And then
that's an appropriate question.
And then two, I was going to ask, does it make it any more, I guess, frustrating with some of that outside noise or criticism when y'all have so many guys trying to play through stuff and playing banged up and fighting to get on the field every week?
Well, like I said, I don't know what all the outsides. I don't listen to that. So I don't know. I mean, I know it's. I've been doing this long enough to know that, but I don't listen to that or read that or whatever. I don't let any of that stuff infect my mind. I know what reality. I don't need somebody to tell me. I know what the issues are, and the biggest thing for me is you just hurt for some of these guys. We've had as many as 18 guys. We got, I guess, 14 guys out for gone for the year, gone. I mean, like really good players. And, it's been a lot to have to manage, and continuity has been a real challenge. As I said the other day, I mean, we've had multiple starting lineups, and that's not been good for us. Those aren't excuses. That's reality. And everybody has to deal with those things. And we haven't played well offensively. And, it's cost us, but as bad as we've been in position to win. And that just tells you, how much these kids care, and it's going to pay off for us though. We're going to grow through it. There's some struggle, but it'll make us stronger, make us more appreciative. Just like I said earlier, man, hang in there. My hurt is for the guys who have lost their opportunity to play. That's what I hurt most for, because these kids, they put so much work into the opportunity to play football, and then all of a sudden they can't do it. And it's been one of the craziest years I've ever been a part of when it comes to who can play. And, but it's going to make us better. We got a lot of guys. The flip side of it is we got a lot of guys that are getting a ton of experience that will be back. A very talented group of, these last two signing classes, really talented group of guys. And, it'll pay off for us in the long run. Doesn't feel good right now, but it'll pay off down the road.
Nothing new injury-wise?
Nothing new injury-wise. So, of course, I hadn't been inside yet, so might want to text me later.
All right, thank you.